All right, what's up everybody? We're here with the famous JD Wong, if you know, back in the days. Super Street magazine here. He's here today for his annual checkup for the car. So tell us about this car.
This is a 1990 Honda Civic Si. I've had it since probably like 2007, 2008. It's basically my tribute to the 90s, growing up in the SGV, mixed with as many of the JDM parts as I could swap over without having to convert it to a right-hand drive. So I painted it. People will think it's the DX blue. It is not, but it's actually the Honda S2000 Suzuka blue. Front end, side skirts, side moldings, rear bumper, mud flaps, side markers, rear wing is all the JDM pieces. I've got 16-inch SSR super fins. These are like my dream wheels from high school that I couldn't ever afford, and I would get laughed at every time I went to the wheel shop. But now I finally have them. And then underneath the hood, I'll pop for you guys later, is a B16A SIR2 motor from a 93 EG bone stock, just a Mugen valve cover.
Famous.
Have a Mugen exhaust, just kind of, and the interior's like JDM front and rear seats out of a EF3 special edition, I think.
Wow.
If I can recall correctly. Yeah, it's been a while since I've touched this car modification-wise, but I'm hoping to do a few more things. I've had some parts stocked up for a long time. I'm super lazy. But yeah, this is like one of my few times a year that I get to drive it out, so just enjoying the, finally,
some sun today.
Sun.
We've been gloomy all week and raining.
I know, I'm like dying of sweat now. I'm
the heat now is coming.
Yeah, so yeah, this is it. This is my JDM slash 90s SGV high school tribute car.
90s tribute. I remember back then, during that time, both of us had an EF2. I had a white one, you had a black one.
Yeah.
Then you went over to the DA and then you went back to the EF again.
Yeah, I've been through a handful of Hondas. I've had, yeah, like you said, I went through a red EG that was like ITR swapped. Had a DA, Steve Nakamura's old DA, but it was totally bone stock. Just put a B17 in that. Had a S13 hatchback. Then I stopped cars for a little bit, and then, yeah, like 2007, 2008. Jerry Si, one of my friends from, he started Pacific Rim. I love racing. He had this car and he had intentions of restoring it, like resto modding a US version. And then he's like, I give up. Like, I don't want it. And I think I picked it up from him for maybe $1,500 back in the day, which is like a steal back then. But by today's standards, like incredible steals. I'll never find this car again. So it'd be impossible for me to replicate anything like this.
So what are the fun facts that people don't know about this car originally?
Fun facts. This thing was covered with tons of dirt, leaves, and it was awful. It's white.
The original car is white.
The original car is white. So if I didn't paint this car thoroughly inside and out. So if you lift up certain seats and whatnot, you'll still see the original paint.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fun fact: this car used to be in the Peter Museum.
That also. Yeah. My memory is getting old. So
for how long was it?
It was in the Peterson Museum for a Japanese car culture exhibit. Jim Lau from Formula Drift recommended my car to the Peterson Museum as an example of Southern California Japanese car culture, not necessarily to represent the SGV or JDM culture, but just something that would represent a certain time period of historical, not significance, but just represents the era that we come from. Or that we grew up in, I should say. So they had my car in there for almost a year. Cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, free storage.
Yeah. Yeah, free air conditioned, battery tended storage.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It's one of the biggest honors of my life.
All right, let's check out the power plant.
Yeah, sure.
What you got? Let's check out the heart of this baby. It's where all the. Ooh. Oh my God!
Yeah, so at least I had the car painted inside throughout the engine bay, the door jambs, trunk. Of course, I didn't strip the car all the way down to bare metal to paint it, but insofar as much as you can see without having to pull everything apart. Cleaned up the engine bay a little bit, but it's pretty much bone stock engine-wise, no internals. I don't have any plans to do anything crazy. I do have ITBs. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I should get around to it. I've also thought about maybe it would be cool to do a B16B type bar swap someday. That remains to be seen.
So this is a nice, very clean build. Simple, it's kind of OEM plus setup. And has AC, so which is cool.
Yes, I actually put the AC back into it.
It's mandatory now at this age. You can't do it no
you
more.
appreciate these things a lot more in your
Yeah.
late 40s for sure.
Remember in high school, just trip everything. We don't need it. We don't need it. Take it all out.
I would not care about any of that.
0.5 horsepower. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Now I was like, no, it has to have AC. I can't do it without
Has to.
AC. Because my body type, you know, it needs AC. Body of a god. Buddha.
That's
Very
kind of
cool.
it. Yeah, like you said, very OEM plus.
Yep.
Simple JDM style. Nothing too crazy.
You kind of tell how old they are by the way the car's built. The
So
era.
Are you saying I'm old?
We're young.
So the interior is pretty simple as well. Like I said before, it's special edition EF3 seats. Oh my God, there's some spider webs.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Haven't cleaned this in a little while. Please forgive me. Momo steering wheel with the Mugen horn button. European left-hand drive, lower center console. I know you can get the US versions, but the time when I was looking for it, they were really hard to find and already really expensive.
Which one are you talking about? The center console?
That lower piece. So typically that
Oh, the centerpiece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not there. So it's actually
Yep.
totally open. So
Yeah, I know the factory Honda has that too at
yeah,
one point.
yeah.
That's what I had.
So I have that armrest.
Is that made for this car or is it off the DA?
That is for this car.
Oh, wow.
I believe that is also Euro spec.
Oh.
It's been a while. Some of these parts, it's been like, and the stitching on this is a little bit, it's kind of close to the SIR version,
Mhm.
and then the rear seats doesn't have the hoop headrest. So it's
Yeah,
just,
it's a flat.
yeah. So I thought this looked a little more unique because I remember everybody at the time was getting the EF9, the hoop in the back.
Yeah.
I just think it looks a little,
It's too big.
yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, just to be a little bit different, I'll do that. And then I still have amber switches.
Nice.
So if I do want to
Race?
light somebody up, I can do it if I want to. Yeah, I didn't do the JDM cluster because I don't like figuring out the math in my head.
What are you driving?
Miles per hour.
It's clean, very
Yeah,
clean.
simple, very simple.
Yeah. And then the only difference between, I think, the US specs and the Euro specs for the 90 is the seatbelt. It's not on the door, it's on the pillar. So that's a Euro spec thing.
Yeah, these are still the US doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean like right here?
Yep.
Kind of like how DA, like when they, oh, this one is totally different, huh?
Yeah, so if you look at this one, this is a Euro spec one.
Yeah,
this is
I
also
totally
90.
prefer to have not on the door panel itself. Yeah, this to me it would be
Yep.
way, yeah, even this is like, yeah, it's got the power doors.
Power window, the back
I would
seats.
totally rather have this setup,
Yeah.
but now it's way too expensive to I don't want to think
Yeah.
about it. These are original door panels? dude?
Original.
Wow, this is so weird. Never seen
Yeah.
this before.
So, but on a US EF9 hatchback, if it's 88 or 89, the seatbelt will be on the pillar. Only 90, 91 is on the door.
Yeah, correct. And also technically the seats are different too.
Yeah.
So 88, 89 doesn't bolt into 90, 91.
Yep.
So for these, I actually had this Charles,
Mm-hmm.
Eggman Charles, now my cousin. We had to swap the seat,
The rails.
the seat bottoms, the pans. So I'm still using I have to use the correct seat bottom,
Uh-huh.
but we had to retrofit it a little bit. It
Retrofit the rail
it wasn't
part.
entirely plug and play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And check out the rear wing, the third brake light. The difference between US specs and the JDM spec is just
Yeah, it's
The
a
LED.
longer LED tail light.
Yeah.
Amber,
amber tails,
full.
wrap around.
This is the EF9 center. Because I have to use the trim piece, I had to modify the keyholes. I think is on the other side, so I modified it so that it would match
Oh.
the US side. And obviously the rear bumper, this, Mugen exhaust. Yeah.
The Mugen exhaust, the one everybody wants, the original one.
And at one point I did have the OG one of one Rocket Bunny kit on this car. I took it off because I was too paranoid driving on the street.
Really?
But I still got the OG
Rocket Bunny.
Rocket Bunny from Miura-san himself.
So the difference between the JDM taillights and the European taillights, they're both wraparound ambers, but the European one has, as the rear side, it's a red fog lights for the fog.
Oh,
So that's why you see the left side, it's red,
Oh,
and
okay.
the right side, it's reverse.
didn't even know that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to excuse my water collected.
It's
I've
called
got a break
patina look.
Yeah,
The OG.
yeah. I'm going for that air-cooled Porsche
Yeah.
patina look on my Civic. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Thanks for stopping by
Yeah,
today. We'll take care
my
of your
pleasure.
baby, and we'll see you soon.